Alright, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, good afternoon, class. Thank you for joining this class session today. So, for this class session, we will discuss about uh, analysis or identification and evaluation about the CEA document, CEA report, I mean. So for the first, we will discuss an evaluation about CEA report in Saulunto that will be presented by Group 2. So for Group 2, times is yours. So, all right. So for Fronter, it's from Group 2. So we will review of CEA report of Sawalunto City that's mentioned in long-term spatial planning for 2025 until 2045. So group two members consists of Tiara Rinelva with student ID number 3046 and myself is Muhammad Atilifullah with student ID number 3036. So for the outline in this uh, discussion topic, first we will identify about the regulation related to the CEA process, and then we identify the current CEA implementation process, and then we make the flowchart of the CEA implementation process, and the last is evaluation of the CEA report based on the report that giving. So for the first, we will explain by myself. So for the regulation related to the CEA process, the of basic regulation is the law number 32 of 2009 concerning about environmental protection and management. So this law is the basic law about the CEA. After this law, they have the others law that implement the law number 32 2009. Is it the government regulation number 46 of 2016 concerning about the procedure for implementing the CEA. And then after this uh, regulation make, then we have also the regulation of Minister of Environment. So this regulation number 13 of 2024 is the newest regulation or the last regulation, because before this regulation, the regulation that used is regulation number 49 2017, and this regulation launched in September 2024. So this is the newest regulation for CEA today. And also the other regulation is law number 11 2020 concerning about job creation and its derivatives. So we call it as UU Cipta Kerja, and also presidential regulation number 559 2017 17 on the implementation of achievement of sustainable development goals or SDGs. So for the next is the current CEA implementation process will be explained by Tiara.
Still, next slide, please. Okay, so the next part is current CA implementation process. So as a general, previous please. Okay, so this is current CA implementation process, specifically in Sawah Lunto. Already mentioned before regarding the general of the implementation process, but specifically to the okay, so this is the general part of a current CA implementation process, as we can see in the picture that attached here. How like the flow of current strategic environmental assessment implementation process gonna be have. So in the this short one, we determining in the nine kind of point. The first one is identification of policies, plans, and our program or TRP. And then the second part is formation of CA working group. And then the third part is preparation of CA term of reference. And then the fourth is assessment of KRP's environmental impact. And then after that, we do like the formulation of alternative KRP improvement. And based on that, we do preparation of improvement recommendation. And then after that, quality assurance and the documentation of CA or strategic environmental assessment. And then after we do check and balances, we conducting self-assessment and documentation of the CA process. And then the last part is, of course, we do the validation of the CA itself, as you can see in the picture that attached in the slide next. Okay, so after talking about the general, like the point of the CA implementation, so this is like the specifically where we're talking about um Sawah Lunto. So in the Sawah Lunto itself, the strategic environmental assessment or CA implementation process in the preparation of regional long-term development plan, or we familiar as RPGPD of Sawah Lunto city, follows the regulations set by Indonesian government, specifically like the city governments of Sawah Lunto itself. And this is like when we make it specific into the point that I already mentioned before, like the first identification of policies, plan, and or program, or familiar with KRP. So in this part, the first step is identifying the relevant policies, plans or programs or KRP that require an SEA. And then the identification process ensure that all development activities align with sustainable environment practice. And then for the second part, information of CA working group. So a working group, or we familiar as the POKJAKA LHS, is established to conduct the C process. And then the working group includes government officials, expert, and relevant stakeholders. Next. Next, please.
I already moved the slide. So this in number 3 slide or just same with previous?
In my screen, it's still same in the previous one. It's whether your connection or my connection is unstable.
Okay,
Yes.
no, it's still
Yeah, still
Uh,
in the same slide previous.
what about the others?
in the
Okay.
second slide.
Yeah,
Already moving.
already moved to another slide. Yeah.
Okay, please continue.
Okay. Sorry for the disruption. And then for the third part is preparation of CA term of reference. So talking about term of reference outline the scope, methodology, and objective of the CA. This stage ensure all necessary aspects such as environmental impact, sustainability goals, and compliance with regulation are considered. And then for the fourth part is assessment of KRP's environmental impact. So analyzing the potential environmental impacts of the identified policies, plan, and program. The assessment can be included specifically in the Sawalunto, carrying capacity and ecological footprint, and then risk of disaster and climate change resilience, and then impact on biodiversity and natural resources. This analysis is essential for determining the sustainability of the purpose of CARP itself. Next.
I already moving the slide, so it's already moved to next slide. Sorry, can you see
In
the
my screen, not yet.
okay. Maybe I will check the connection first. But how about the others?
Um, I'm sorry, but
Just
in my screen, I think it's my connection, I guess, or your connection.
So for the others,
already moved. In my
already moved.
already moved.
So it's been the Tiara connection, right? Because the others see the slide is moving.
How about in Hanif?
Yeah, and if say the slide is moving
Okay,
to
so
the next.
I think I just continued that presentation. Yeah. So for after number four is number fifth. So the formulation of alternative therapy improvement. So in this part is developing alternative approach to mitigate negative environmental impacts, and then the process considers different scenario, including like baseline scenario, like no intervention, and then sustainable development scenario with mitigation effort, and the aims to enhance environmental and social benefits of the proposed politics. And then preparation of improvement recommendation. In this part, based on the assessment recommendation are provided to decisions maker. The recommendation include policy adjustment, environmental protection strategies, and then sustainability action plan. The recommendation must be realistic and applicable with the local content. Next. Okay, so I just continued. For the seventh part, it's quality assurance and documentation of CA. So in this part, it's ensuring the CA process is conducted with scientific integrity and meets regulatory standard. And quality assurance include like internal review by the local government, stakeholder validation, and then documentation of finding for public access. And then for the eighth part, is conducting self-assessment and documentation of the CA process. So the self-assessment ensure that first the CA process is transparent and accountable. The second one is the findings are well documented and can be used for future decision making. The assessment report is to review and archive for public and government reference. And then the last part is validations, CA validation. So in this step is the final, the step is the final step is validation, which include the first is public consultation to gather feedback, and then official approval by local authorities. And then in the validations, ensure that the CA findings are formally integrated into the city's long-term development plan or RPGPD. And then next, so this um okay, I bet it's already moving in your slides. So the next part is flowchart of the C implement process. And as you can see here, there is the picturization of how the flowchart should be given, like it start when it start by the screening of policies, plan and or programs, and then after that is moving to continue part is best and there is something called formation of CA working group. And in this part, there is some of layers that we should be familiar with in the part of formation of CA working group, which is it consists of first like assessment of environmental impact and the development of alternative scenarios, and then stakeholder and public consultation, drafting and a quality assurance of CA report, and then validation and approval, and then integration into policies, plans, or programs, and monitoring and evaluation. And each of this have the specification, like example for assessment of environmental impact, it's for analyzing carrying capacity and sustainability, and the development of alternative scenarios is for consider business as usual versus intervention. And then for stakeholder and public consultation is to engage community and expert. And then for drafting quality and assurance of CA report is for prepare official CA document, validation and approval for review by relevant authorities. And then for integration into policies, plan and programs is for implement CA recommendation, and monitoring and evaluation is to by conduct regular review. Next. Okay, so I bet it's also already moving because in it's still probably problem in my connection. So specifically talking about flowchart, we're talking about the source that we have here, which is like in Sawalunto in KLHS RPGPD Sawalunto 2024 and 25. So this is the flowchart of CA implementation process in the KLHS RPGPD Sawalunto City document follows structure framework to ensure environmental consideration are integrated in the long-term regional development plan. So the flowchart is consists of first there's something called socialization or kick-off meeting. So in this part is initial meeting to introduce the CA process to stakeholder, and then the second part is clarify objective, scopes and methodology, and then the third part is involve local government agencies, NGOs or non-government organization, and the public. And then the second part is public consultation. So in this part we engage stakeholder to gather input on key environmental issues, and then the second part is identify strategic environmental aspect relevant to development planning. And then next, okay, for the next part is there is something that called public consultation too. So this is like it's to present findings from the initial assessment, and then refine key environmental sustainability priorities, and then address feedback from stakeholder. And then the next part is quality assurance that is consists of internal and external. So this is like internal monitoring by the local government to ensure compliance with guidelines, and then external oversight as per government regulation number 46 of 2016 to verify adherence to the legal framework. And then also there is technical assistant 1 and 2. This is the workshop and training session to improve technical capacity in conducting CA, and then provide technical input for integrating CA into RPGPD. And then after that we do like integration into RPGPD, after the long term of long step, the long process, we do the integration, which is to finalization the CA recommendation, and then ensure alignment of environmental consideration with regional planning goals. And then the last part is we do like final quality assurance and documentation after all of the things settled, and we do like the check, cross and balancing by do like final quality assurance and also documentation as well. So this is like the very final document compliance with sustainable and legal standard, and also public access to the final CA document. Okay, so the next it's gonna be giving back to Atsil.
Okay, thank you, Tiara, for the explanation. So for the next is about the evaluation of CEA report. So after we talk about the step to make and to have in the CA report. So this is the evaluation based on the newest regulation, the Ministerial Regulation number 13 of 2024. So for the first, we evaluate about the purpose of this CEA. So based on the regulation, they ensure that sustainable development principles are integrated into policy plans and or programs or KLP. This say in Article 1. So in Sawalunto CEA, they ensure that strategic issues and SDG target are incorporated into RPGPD or special long-term development plan, and this is compliant with the regulation. And for the CEA stage, must go through the screening, impact assessment, alternative formulation, and recommendation. So for the screening, because this CEA purpose to as the RPGPD, so it's mean the CEA not in the screening procedure. So the screening procedure it's for the CEA that goes for the community suggestion or community base baseline, and for the program that not include like RPGPD, RPGM, and RTRW. So this compliant. And the next is formation of KLHS or CEA working group. So must be established by the KRP prepare and consists of relevant local government official. So this established in Mayor Decree number 100 3.33 2023, or in Peraturan Wali Kota. So it is compliant with the regulation. And for the stakeholder involvement, the public consultation is required in CA preparation. So in this CA preparation, they have 2 times of public consultation that was conducted and documented. So it's compliant. And then for the carrying capacity and environmental resilience analysis required to assess environmental capacity, and it's included in the report of the CEA in Sawalunto in chapter 3 with a comparative analysis. So it's compliant. And for alternative development scenarios, must consider scenario with and without intervention. So this include business as usual intervention scenarios. So it is compliant also. And for the quality assurance and CA validation must be done before the CA is implemented. So this is the ex post scenario. So they have like ex post or ex ante or the ongoing scenario. So for the Sawalunto CA, this validation and document pass are included. So they have like validation and is compliant, and for the documentation of CEA must be recorded in report following a specific format in Annex 8 in the regulation. So for the CA in Salunto, they report and consists of 7 chapters, including SDG analysis, so it's compliant also. And for the monitoring and evaluation, so regular evaluation of CA implementation is required, and the format in Annex 10. So in this regulation, they don't mention no specific monitoring and evaluation mechanism found, so it's non-compliant. And the last is integration of CA into the long-term development planning, so must be incorporated into long-term development planning document and influence regional policies. So for DSCA, we know that is a reference for the long-term development planning for 2025 until 2045. So it's compliant also. So for more deep analysis, so for the CEA in Saulunto structure and methodology, for the chapter 1 introduction, this reference for from law number 32 2009, also government regulation number 64 2016, but not mentioned about the newest regulation, the number 13, number 13 2024, because this document published or finished in August 2024, and the regulation published in September 2024. So this document uh, make or finish before the newest regulation published. So the recommendation for this document that update the regulation with the newest legal regulation or reference. And for chapter 2, the theoretical framework cover the SDG but lacks in climate change discussion. For the recommendation, add climate change impact analysis. And for chapter 3, the regional condition, the strong carrying capacity analysis but lack of biodiversity data that mentioned in Article 21. So the recommendation is include endemic species and ecosystem data. And for the chapter 4 and 5 about the SDGs target and projection, no benchmarking with national or global SDGs. So the recommendation is compare with national and United Nations SDG targets. And for the non-compliant with the regulation is about the lack of monitoring and evaluation. So CA in Sawalunto is lacks a clear monitoring plan despite in Annex 10 for the required regulation of the newest regulation evaluation in 2024. So the recommendation is to develop specific indicators, set evaluation intervals like 2 until 5 years, and include a reporting mechanism. And then also mentioned before that lack of climate change integration based on Article 21 in the regulation, the newest regulation, they mentioned about the climate impact analysis, but in CA only mention disaster risk. So for the recommendation, add detailed climate impact analysis and integrate mitigation and adaptation strategies. And for the conclusion and recommendation for improvement to the report of CA report. First, about the CA in long-term building plan 2025 until 2045 in Saulunto meet most of the requirements of regulation, especially in terms of structure, methodology, public consultation, and integration into the long-term building plan. And then, however, there are several key shortcomings that need improvement, including first, about monitoring and regular evaluation mechanism, and then about lack of climate change impact analysis in the long-term development framework, and about the benchmarking of SDG target achievement with national and global standard. So for the recommendation, add a dedicated chapter on SEA monitoring and evaluation, and develop a concrete action plan for climate change mitigation and adaptation. For the last is improve the integration with national and global SDG framework for benchmarking. So this is the reference of this presentation in CEA Sawalunto special long-term building plan for 2025 until 2045. So that's all for group 2 discussion about CEA in Sawalunto. For the next is discussion about CEA in Pasaman by group 1. So group 1 times is yours.
Okay, thank you, Acil. Acil, could you please help us to share the screen?
Okay, wait a minute.
The link in the group. Thank you.
Okay, Hanif, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can sell.
Okay, please continue.
Okay, thank you, Acil. So this group 1 review about the CAA in Pasaman Regency. So group 1 consists of 2 members. First, me, Hani Peter Akbar, and my partner, Muhammad Asam Musafa. Next, please. Okay, next. Okay, first we talk about the outline of this review. So first we will identify an inventory of current regulation related to ECA process, and then we identification of the current CAA implementation process in this report. Then evaluation of the CAA report based on the flow chart, and the last one identification of the things that should be done but not implemented in this preparation of CAA atau KLHS. Next. Okay, this was part of this review, which is identification of the regulation related to the STIA process. So in here we identification kajian lingkungan hidup strategis, rencana pembangunan jangka menengah FPJMD Kabupaten Pasaman from 2025 until 2029. Next, please. Okay, so this regulation that related to the KLHS process. The first one in 2009, there is Undang-Undang Nomor 32 of 29, and then there is the newest regulation, the newer regulation, which is PP number 46 of 2016. Then the newer the Permendagri number 7 tahun 2018, Then also UU number 25 of 2004. Then there is Permen LHK number 969 of 2017. Then Perpres number 59 of 2017, and the newest is Perda Perda Regency about so this all of the regulation is about the KLAS. So next please. Next slide please.
Already next slide.
Okay, thank you. So the next some like explanation of some of the regulation. First for the UU number 32 of 2009, pasal 15 about the perlindungan dan pengelolaan lingkungan hidup. So the government and regional government are mandated to the perform of strategies environmental assessment (CEA or KLAS) to graduate that the principle of the sustainable development serve as the foundation and are incorporated into the development of region or policy plan or programs. And then in the PP number 46 of 2016 about the tata cara penyelenggaraan KLAS, KLAS must be incorporated into the preparation or assessment. The implementation of KLAS occur in fase preparation and execution of KLAS, quality assurance, and documentation of KLAS validation. And in the Permendagri number 7 of 2018 about the pedoman pembuatan dan pelaksanaan KLHS dalam penyusunan FPJMD, the regional government formulates and executes the KLHS FPJMD to actualize the FPJMD in alignment with sustainable principle. KLHS FPJMD serve as a critical factor in the formulation of regional development plan policies within the FPJMD. The preparation of the FPJMD KLAS is conducted through the following mechanism, which is establishment of the KLAS FPJM drafting team, sustainable development evaluation, formulation of sustainable development scenarios, quality assurance, documentation, and validation of the KLHS FPJM. Next, please. Okay, next about the identification of the existing KLHS implementation process. Next, please. So this the Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs of Pasaman District. So analysis of SDGs assess achievement in the Pasaman Regency. The analysis compress the SDGs target in Presidential Regulation number 59 of 2017 with Pasaman Regency SDGs data. The achievement classification follow the Minister of Home Affairs Regulation number 7 of 2018 divided into 4 categories, which are first SS or implemented and achieved the national target, and then SB or implemented but not yet achieved the national target, then BB not implemented and has not achieved the national target. And then the last one is in A or no available data. Next, please. Okay, then this the key point of sustainable development goals of Pasaman district. So there is 16 SDGs except the SDGs 14 on marine ecosystem because there is no implementation in this KLAS. These are under the Regency Authority. Then have more than 220 indicators relevant to the SDGs, and there are grouped into 4 pillar indicators for social development, then economic development, environmental development, and the last one legal and institutional governance. Next, please. Okay, then this the result of the KLAS in this Pasaman district. So as you can see in the table, the amount of the implemented and achieved the national target or ESS is already more than 48%, and then the implemented but not yet achieved the national target is in amount of 17 with the percentage 33.65%, then not implemented and has not achieved the national target in amount of 13 and the percentage in the 6%, and the last one no data available in the amount of 24 and percentage of 11.45%, and the total of the indicator is 208. And also can you see in the figure, this the figure of the percentage of the target that already achieved and not. Then next slide. Next slide. Thank you. Then the assessment of outcome of TPB implementation or sustainable development goals in Pasaman Regency. So the achievement of sustainable development indicators group into 4 pillars of sustainable development that consists of two indicators environmental pillar and 21 indicators in the legal governance pillar. And then the achievement of SDGs indicator based on the pillar can be seen in the image. As you can see, in the social, more than 50%, more than 55 indicator already achieved. And then for the economic aspect, 22. In the environmental already, in the economic aspect already 22. And for the environmental already 11. And then for the regulation already in amount of 30. So I think that's all for the impression of inventory of current regulation and impression of current CA implementation process. The next part will be explained by Aslam.
Okay, thank you, Hanif. So I'm going to explain the next part, which is the assessment of the KLHS report utilizing flowchart. So in this part, we will review how the assessment of the KLS report in the Pasaman Regency. So next is about the flow diagram of the KLHS assessment. So this diagram is based on a government regulation number 46 of 2016 and have several assessment flow step. First one is the KLHS assessment, and then the identification of the KRP material, and then the identification of the development issues, and then the analysis of the impact of KRP to the LH condition or the environmental condition, and then the alternative and recommendation of the KRP, and then the documentation and validation of KLHS, and then the last step of this diagram is monitoring and evaluation. Then the next is about the most current KLHS implementation process. So there is two different implementation process. First one is the screening for KRP and the community's request, then the organizing the KIK, and then the identification of sustainable development challenges. Then the next is the KRP material content concerns. Then the last is the influence assessment. So this is not the current KLHS implementation process. The implementation that should be implemented to this day. First one is the assessment of the impact of KRP and on environmental condition. Then the next is the alternative formulation. Then the next the recommendation, development, and integration. Then the quality assurance. And then the last part is the documentation and validation. So the next is about the evaluation of the KLHS, as you can see in the table. So there is a couple of criteria in this assessment, and then there is a couple the rating and information about each of the criteria. So in this KLHS report in the Pasaman Regency include some of these. First one is the rationale for regarding the KRP necessitates its enhancement through the inclusion of KLHS, which explained in the KLHS report and it explained in the chapter 1. Then the next criteria is the methods, techniques, sequence of steps, and outcomes of the evaluation of the impact of public-private partnerships on environmental conditions and sustainable development. And this criteria is also explained specifically in the chapter 4 of the KLHS report. Then the next criteria is the method, technique, sequence of steps, and outcomes of developing alternative KRP content, which is explained in this KLHS report, specifically in chapter 1 and 6 of the KLHS report. Then the next criteria is the considerations, content, and implication of recommendation for enhancing PPP decision making that incorporates the principles of sustainable development, which is explained in the KLHS report, specifically in the chapter 4 and 6. And then the next slide is about the rest of the criteria. Which is the next is the overview of the incorporation of KLHS results into KRP, which is explained in the KLHS report, specifically in chapter 4 and attachment. And the next criteria is the implementation of community engagement and transparency regarding KLHS information, which is explained specifically in chapter 4 and attachment. Then the next is the criteria of KLHS quality assurance outcomes, which is explained specifically in the attachment. And the last criteria is an executive summary that succinctly delineates the KLHS recommendation for decision makers. Is explained specifically in the chapter 6. So for the evaluation of the KLHS assessment, there is 3 steps of evaluation that can be done. The first one is conduct screening if there is a KRP request from the community. And then we prepare the terms of reference or KAK. And then the last, we conduct validation. So that's all for the assessment of KLHS report. The next part is about the identification of actions that should have been taken but were not implemented in the preparation of KLHS. So the next is for this slide is explained about the drafting team formed by the KRP compilers has prepared the report in accordance with the guidelines for compiling the strategy environmental assessment or KLHS or SEA report as regulated by relevant regulation, including Article 19 of Government Regulation number 46 of 2016 on the procedures for conducting strategic environmental assessment. And the KLHS report for Pasaman Regency has been completed by the drafting team and has been officially documented in Annex 4, Minute of Quality Assurance for the KLHS of the Pasaman Regency RPGMD 2025 to 2045. And it can be concluded that the KLHS for the Pasaman Regency has followed the appropriate procedures and reporting standard. However, there are several aspects missing from this report, including the first one is the absence of alternative recommendation for improving policies related to changes in objective and target, and then the lack of modification to strategies for achieving the target, and then the last is the absence of adjustment in measurement, scale, and location. So that's all for my presentation. I'll give it back to Moderator.
Okay, thank you very much for group 1. It's already explained about the CA in Pasaman Regency, and also for group 2, thank you very much. So after the end of group 1 presentation, I think it's also the end of our class session today. Thank you very much for your contribution in class session today. I hope that it will be helpful for us to understand about the CA and the mechanism of CA report. So I will end this class session by saying Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.